over don't foreign policy, saying that it was the previous administration that decided to get us out of this Iran deal. Donald Trump's Stormy Daniels hush money criminal trial against DA Alvin Bragg starts Monday, which is tomorrow, in New York City. Big day for Donald Trump tomorrow. Biden's calling for a G7 meeting in response to Iran's brazen attack on Israel. And of course, the United Nations Security Council met earlier today after Israel requested the council to condemn Iran's attack on Israel and design, or realistically designate, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist organization. Now, before we really get into this thing, we got a lot to cover today, guys. There's so much going on, just like Diva's mom just said in the comments. Nana's house is here. We got Keenan Ripon. If you guys haven't already, do me a favor, hit the like button for the video. When you hit the like button, it definitely tells YouTube that this information needs to get shared out to more people. There's a lot going on here. Hope you guys enjoyed your Sunday. If you did, hit me up in the comments down below. Was Sunday a fun day for you guys? What did you guys do today? All right. Also, I want to thank you guys so much for sharing these videos on Facebook, Twitter, and I really appreciate you guys. So United States President Joe Biden may have just started World War III, guys. That is, if we listen to what a lot of these critics are saying about him. Now, one of those critics is actually former President Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump says that there could be a world war before the 2024 presidential elections. Let me know if you guys agree with Donald Trump on this one. Do you think that Donald Trump is right that a World War III could be started before the 2024 elections? Let me know in the comments. Donald Trump says that a war that he says wouldn't be possible at all if he was the one that was in power inside the White House today. Critics of the Biden administration are essentially agreed with Donald Trump, as they're saying that Biden made these conflicts possible simply by doing one very simple act: giving Iran access to billions of dollars of frozen money. And this is a move that Donald Trump openly criticized. There's no question that tensions are running high at this point, that Iran means business. And this has basically led many experts to believe that World War III is just around the corner, and this is alarming. In fact, the belief is that Iran would probably work with the likes of Russia, China, maybe even North Korea, for all we know, countries that don't really like President Biden. But here's what Donald Trump had to say about this entire situation, and you may find this rather interesting. Take a listen.
Israeli intelligence reports. Have you spoken with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu? How should the United States respond? And the same question for you, Mr. Speaker.
I don't want to say who I spoke to, but for the president of our country to actually put out a warning that he thinks that we're going to be attacked or they're going to be attacked, that's pretty pathetic. They wouldn't be attacking Israel if I were president, that I can tell you, and they never did. They wouldn't be attacking. Iran was in no position to attack. They had no money. They were broke. But now they have $221 billion, and they have Iraq, who has $300 billion, and Iraq has become a subsidiary of Iran. With all that we've done, with all of the fighting, all of the death, look at what happened, how incompetent the whole thing is. But I don't want to say who I spoke to, but I think it's a very, very dangerous period. This is a very dangerous period of time in our nation, and a big reason that it's dangerous that we have a president that's grossly incompetent. Thank you all very much.
Well, you heard it there, folks. That was Donald Trump speaking on today's issues. Now, at this point, we're being told that Iran fired more than 300 drones and missiles in their initial attack. And this is an attack that has been mostly unsuccessful, according to Israel, as they reported that they stopped like 99% of those attacks. Now, President Biden on his end has reaffirmed the United States' ironclad commitment to Israel's security. He also condemned Iran's attacks and essentially instructed the United States military to move aircraft and ballistic destroyers, defense destroyers into the region. So yes, the United States recently helped in taking down the drones and the missiles that Iran sent to Israel. So yes, the United States is technically involved. Now, He hasn't said that he expects an attack on American soil. But that doesn't mean that it can't happen, right? So, but he did say if an attack does happen, then he won't hesitate to take all necessary action to protect the citizens of this country. My question for you guys on this live video today, here on Sunday evening, is do you feel safe under President Biden right now? Do you think that President Biden has this under control? Let me know what you guys think. Many critics are unhappy with Biden's statement, and they've even said some things that I just can't even mention here on YouTube. So just use your imaginations on that. But some Biden officials, they're actually worried. In fact, especially with the expected response of Israel that they believe will lead to a wider war. 3 people who are very familiar with the talks between the United States and Israel said that President Joe Biden has in fact expressed his concern with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is trying to drag us into this war. This is what some are saying. This could be why a senior administration official said that the United States will not participate in an offensive operations against Iran. It's also being reported that Biden, he's not telling Netanyahu not to retaliate against them either. Now, many officials within Israel believe that it's impossible that they don't respond at all. Critics of President Biden are saying that he's basically sleepwalking the United States into another war into the Middle East. Do you guys agree? Do you think President Biden is just licking on ice cream, sleepwalking the American people, the United States, into another war with the Middle East? Because, I mean, especially as they say that he's failed to influence Netanyahu's decision in Gaza toward Iran. Now, this has led many people to believe that we are now just another step closer toward a world war, given, that Iran may receive assistance from countries like Russia, from countries like China. Now, if this happens, what do you think? I mean, if this happens, do you think that President Biden's to blame for this? Hit me up, guys. Now, besides this, President Joe Biden is also facing criticism for his economic plan here at home. I mean, Bidenomics has supposedly made more people broke compared to when Donald Trump's administration was in place. What do you guys think about that? Is our economy worse off or better off under Biden? Or was the economy better off or worse off under Donald Trump's administration? What do you guys think about that? I mean, just recently, the Biden administration finalized a rule that would make it more expensive for oil and gas companies to drill on public lands. This is all, you can just pretty much see the writing on the wall. Expect gas prices to become more expensive, right? Go ahead and thank Joe Biden for this right now. They're doing this as energy prices continue to rise together with inflation. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but gas prices have been slowly creeping up. I don't know what gas prices are in your area, but in my area, I just pumped gas and I was like, wow, we're back up to $4 again? Interesting. But just to kind of give you guys an idea as to how humongous this increase is, the bond minimum that companies need to secure before being able to drill, it used to be $10,000. After this change from President Joe Biden, that bond is now at $150,000. Guys, this is more than a tenfold increase. Now, what's really surprising is that several of the provisions in the rule, they were already codified by the Inflation Reduction Act. Legislation that clearly did not live up to its name at all. This Inflation Reduction Act didn't do anything to help reduce inflation. It was a complete sham, guys. We've been, what did they say back in the day? We've been bamboozled, right? So this change basically, look at the comments. Look, you guys look in the comments. Look at what people are saying gas prices are costing in their area. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And look at how many people are saying that we're worse off under the Biden administration. I see a lot of you guys in the comments. Catalia, what's going on? We got Betty Egan saying Biden's insane. We got Keenan Ripon, what's going on? Cheryl, we got Jen Best. So Nana's Crochet Corner. Anyway, so this change, this means that price increases, they're for sure going to be headed north, and who's this going to hurt the most? Think about it. This is going to affect the lower and the middle class the most, the biggest segment of the economy. In fact, the idea is completely opposite to what Donald Trump wants, as he said that he wants to get inflation to go down by drilling even more. So, I mean, like, come on, guys. Jacqueline Green. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for the huge $5 super chat. So Jacqueline Green says, this is the only president I know that spends more time and money cleaning other countries' house and less on our own. So Biden gets an F for Bidenomics. Hey, I couldn't agree with you more. Appreciate your comment. Thank you so much for your super chat, Jacqueline. But yeah, this is the state of America right now, guys. This is wild. I just keep looking at all of these people, all of you guys dropping the prices of gas in your area. Now, how many of you guys remember how much gas was when Trump was in office? Let me know if y'all remember that. So anyway, the idea is completely opposite of what Donald Trump was saying that he wanted to do in order to get inflation down, which was by drilling even more oil here in the United States. Now, which of the two ideas do you guys think would actually lower inflation? Raising the bond cost from $10,000 to $150,000 like Joe Biden has just done, or not changing the bond price and making it easier to drill more here in the United States, which is what Donald Trump's plan was. So let me know what y'all think on that. Now, speaking of ideas to supposedly lower costs for the American people, the Biden administration, they're sticking to one of their biggest plans. In fact, I think that Biden's whole plan for getting reelected is hinged upon the success or failure of this. But basically, Biden's plan is to forgive as much student loan debt as he possibly can. Now, this is despite the Supreme Court basically telling him that you can't really do that, Joe. But Joe says, I know what you're saying over there, but we're going to do it anyway. Kind of like what Fannie Willis said in that women's conference that she was at, or was it the church? They don't want me to talk about race, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Anyway, so the new plan is expected to help borrowers, around 30 million borrowers, to be a little bit, to give you a figure. And it is possible that some or even all of the college loans are forgivable if Joe Biden's plan works. Now, this idea has long been a part of the president's campaign, which has a lot of critics kind of asking, why is he so fixated on it, given that it is possible that it backfires? Not to mention the Supreme Court said this is a no-go. Well, some critics are arguing that it is possible that he gets a lot of these votes even before it's even decided that he can forgive these loans or not. So in other words, if he at least makes it look like he's trying to make these student loans go through, Joe Biden theoretically could collect all sorts of votes from people who believe in him and want him to make this happen. However, by the time the confirmation on whether or not it was successful or not could be after the election, by then, Joe Biden would have essentially gotten all the votes he needed, and whether it works or it doesn't, he's already gotten your vote. You see how he would win in that scenario? A lot of people are pissed off about this. Huge $10 super chat from Vintage Beauty. Appreciate the love in the comments this evening, you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing this Sunday evening. I really do appreciate you guys, every single one of you guys. All right, so what this means is that it's not going to matter if he even has the power to do this student loan forgiveness, because it was mostly just pretty much just talking about it to convince people to vote for him. Now, what do you guys think about that? Like, do you think that's even ethical to just, kind of bribe people or bait people on the idea of, the student loan forgiveness? I'm just curious. What do you guys think about this? Shout out to Terry Stratus. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat this Sunday evening. So Terry Stratus says, in Texas, the bond is to cover the plugging of the well in case the company goes bankrupt and abandon the well. Okay, I appreciate that insight. I didn't honestly know what the bond was for. I'm pretty sure there was some type of legitimate reason for it. Typically in commercial real estate development, different types of businesses require bonds in order to do work. Oftentimes, federal government contracts will require bonds being placed in order to accept or to be able to proceed with doing work. Kind of protects the federal government. But anyway, thanks for the insight on that. Now, let's talk a little bit about Social Security. And I think it's also why some are arguing that this is why President Biden's not talking about Social Security, because older folks tend to hold back until they actually see results. I think older folks have been burned enough. What do you guys think? I don't know how many old folks we have in the comments here. But there's a lot of there are those people who claim that this is Biden's tactic of essentially legally, hope we didn't lose live here, but a lot of people are saying that, and I don't know if this was a covert way of trying to shut me down for trying to spread the truth. So if you guys haven't already, do share this video, because I'm pretty sure this video may get suppressed. Definitely share this video. Hopefully we can counter the powers that be. But there are those who claim that this is Biden's tactic of legally buying votes, while supporters say that it's only right to forgive these loans. Now, the problem that many of these people don't see is that these loans aren't actually forgiven. They're actually just kind of passed on to the American taxpayer. And so this means instead of what this means is that the taxpayers will end up picking up the burden of these loans rather than the people who applied for them. Many expect that taxes will be raised in the next 4 years if President Biden wins re-election at the end of the year. So, just putting it out there, guys. So are you willing to pay more in taxes so that Biden can get 30 million assured voted by November? I mean, think about this. What this is basically saying, hey, all you guys who decided to apply for student loans to educate yourselves, that's great. But you are on the hook to pay that money back. But now President Biden essentially wants to step in and say, hey, let's remove that. Let's remove that responsibility from you, and let's distribute that responsibility among the masses, including me, including you. All taxpayers will now get to see their taxes raised in order to help you pay for your student loan. Is that fair? Can you imagine, like, if everyone ran out and bought luxury automobiles? They financed them. They got these ridiculous, 102, 108-month car payments with, $1,500 per month, $2,000 per month car payments. They're all driving these beautiful luxury vehicles that they can't afford. Then, and me and you, we're driving vehicles we can afford, right? Less expensive, within the budget, yada, 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 right? But then Joe Biden comes in and says, hey, we'll go ahead and forgive all your car loans. And now everyone who irresponsibly bought all these very expensive luxury vehicles gets to drive their cars for free, while me and you get to pay for them. How is that fair? Like, I don't think people would be very happy with that. But this is essentially what's happening. But, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to do my best to keep you guys posted on everything that's going on in our country that matters to us. Let me jump up in the comments and see what you guys are saying. Let's see. So Catalia says, I don't agree with that, Ron. Oh, man, I got so many comments coming in. So Catalia says, I don't agree with that, Ron. If you apply for a loan, you should pay it off yourself. I agree. I totally agree. I don't like carrying the burden of someone else's poor financial decisions. It wasn't my choice. I didn't get a degree. That's like paying for someone else to get a degree. Like, that's not cool. I need to be paying for my own kid's degree. So, not only do I have to pay for my own child's degree, but I need to be paying for someone else's degree. And heck, there's a lot of people out there with student loans that don't even have degrees. So they have financed the attempt to get a degree, not graduated. And now we, as American taxpayers, should be stuck on the hook to have to pay for this. That doesn't make any sense, guys. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think a lot of you guys are fired up in the comments. Wow. Dallas Haskins Gaming says, Social Security, I hope we get another check. We will see. We will see. Fed Up Patriot, my man. Fed Up Patriot, what's going on? We appreciate you, Ron. I appreciate you. Awesome. Let's see. Keenan Ripon says it won't be long before that happens, Ron. I agree with you. Dude, hey guys, look in the comments. Keenan Ripon has a really unique font going on in there. I don't even know how you did that. Kind of looks like you use like Scrabble letters. Anybody play Scrabble anymore? Man. So anyway, I just wanted to drop this quick update on you guys. Let me know what you guys think about the topics that we covered today. Let me know what you want me to cover more of in future videos. Trying to make sure I give you guys more of a diverse mix of content because there's so much that's going on right now. If you haven't already, do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell icon so that you know when we do go live, when we release new videos. And I want to thank you as always for sharing these videos. You guys are the best. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night and a happy Monday morning. Take care.